On this edition of 5-Minute Theology, we want to go back and touch on some of the basic issues of the nature of God. Though it is true we can never fully comprehend the glory and the majesty of God, the Bible gives us enough that we may worship Him and give Him the worship He desires. Moses, when he had that relationship with God, the Lord said to him in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14, I am whom I am, the eternal name. Of course, Jesus, in the Gospel of John, 7 times said those statements over and over again. I am the bread of life. I am the good shepherd, and on and on. And then finally he says, before Abraham was, I am. The other passage in John is in chapter 4, verse 24, where it says, God is spirit, and those who worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. Those verses tell us the very nature of God in a very simple way. First of all, that God is an eternal being. He has never started. He has always been. And God will always be. It's easy for my mind to grasp the fact that God will always exist. Very difficult for my mind to grasp the fact that God has always been. He never had a starting. He's just always existed. The other thing that these verses tell us is that the very essence of God is God is spirit. God is not a man, nor is God a female. God is spirit, and that enables Him to be omnipresent. And because God is spirit, we worship Him in spirit and in truth. The very form of God is that He is self-contained, self-existent, and absolutely independent of all people. God depends on no one, He relies on no one, and He does all things for His own glory and good. It's for His glory and His goodness that He sent Christ to be the Redeemer of a sinful world, so that we may spend eternity and give Him the worship and the glory that is due to Him and Him alone. But God is not multiple beings. He is not three, even though we believe in the Trinity, and we will talk about that on another episode. It says in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. We worship one God, who is sovereign, who is majestic, who is eternal, who is spirit. And we worship that God with our nature, with our being, because we, through the Spirit of God who indwells all believers, worship Him in spirit and in truth. And I hope today that you will spend some time in your prayers and give God the glory that is due to His name. Worship Him. Praise Him for who He is. Though you may not fully comprehend Him in any way, yet we have the ability and enough to thank Him, to praise Him, and to glorify Him today.